Hello and welcome back to Boulder Bookstore. My name is Olivia Edmonds-Diaz and I am the Education Services Manager here at the store. And today we have a little bit of a different recommendation video for you. This is going to be the first in a bit of a sub-series called If You Liked That, Read This. So today's recommendations are inspired by the movie trilogy Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, starring Keanu Reeves and some other people, but also really just Keanu Reeves. That's why we're watching these. So I recently watched the first two. I've not yet seen the most recent, Bill and Ted Face the Music. But I have some really great books here across a variety of genres that if you enjoyed Bill and Ted for any of a number of reasons, you might find some really great reading inspiration here today. So we're gonna get right to it. The first book is Kindred by Octavia Butler. So this book is a great next read as it centers on time travel, just as Bill and Ted does. In Kindred, we have a Black woman in the present being pulled back into the past in slavery in the South in America. And her fate, this Black woman's fate is seemingly connected to the fate of a young white boy. And every time she's pulled back to the past, she has to save his life, and the two of them have to work together and figure out what's going on. If you haven't read Kindred, it's a classic. It's incredibly accessible. Highly recommend. You don't want to miss this book. Up next, more time travel. We have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. So this book is fantastic. It is the first in a series, and there's also now a TV series with quite a number of seasons. So if you're looking for something fun to do during isolation here, pick up Outlander. You can read the books, which go on forever, and then also watch the TV show. So in Outlander, we have a contemporary woman who is once again pulled through time to the past in Scotland. These books are really great. There is a love story integral to the plot, just like in Bill and Ted, as they are going back through time to save the princesses, whom they are madly in love with. So anyway, Outlander, great stuff. Up next, we have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. So this book's a little bit different for King, just because it is, again, involving time travel. And we have a situation in which a character is being pulled into the past to possibly stop the Kennedy assassination. So again, very kind of a different story. Connects to Bill and Ted. We're again talking about time travel, but also kind of moving back and forth in time to adjust to the events of history. Now for something very different, How Music Works by David Byrne. Music is a very important part in Bill and Ted, as the two title characters are members of the band Wild Stallions. Ironically, they cannot play guitar for most of the first two films, so they would likely need to read How Music Works, as they have no idea what they're doing. But this is a really great book, and also makes a really great gift book, especially for dads. David Byrne of the Talking Heads, fantastic musician, but he gets into how music works, both from more like a science technology perspective, but also looking at the impacts of culture and society throughout time and history. So fantastic read. The Odyssey, as written by Homer, but translated specifically by Emily Wilson. This is honestly the best Odyssey translation I've yet to come across. Highly, highly recommend. It's incredibly readable, so don't let the fact that it's the Odyssey sort of scare you off from this. And why am I featuring this in a video about Bill and Ted? Because much like Homer, they are on an Odyssey. So we are going on an adventure, epic quest. I could go on that for a while, but in any case, if you like Bill and Ted, give the Odyssey a try. There is also a graphic novel version if the sort of long text scares you off. And last but not least, we have a very fun coffee table book. This one's actually pretty reasonably priced for a coffee table book. It is all about guitars. So again, connecting back to that music that's so central to Bill and Ted. This is really great because it profiles lots of famous musicians and their guitars in history. So it's a great book for those musician and guitar aficionados. Nice gift, fun read, very cool little book. That is all for me today. Be sure to tune in next time for our next video of If You Liked That, Read This. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, be excellent to each other. Party on, dudes.